So a very specific video, this one. This is just to help other drivers of Tesla Model S buy the correct size of wiper blades. So this is my 2014 Model S, and I've done videos on wiper blades and wiper motors and washer jets on the channel if you want to check those out. But on one of my videos, when I fitted these Velio wipers, someone's been commenting about the sizes and questioning that, so I've just done a little look at what the sizes of wiper blades should be, and it's thrown up a few surprising things. So on this car I've got the Velio VF915 kit, which is a 27-inch and a 17-inch wiper blade. But if you go online and look up wiper blades for a Tesla Model S, you'll get a vast array of sizes. On wiperblades.co.uk, which is a sort of source I would normally jump to first, they say 28-inch and 17-inch. If you go on many other websites, they say 26-inch and 17-inch. So what do Tesla say? Well, if you go online to buy their wiper blades, they don't state the sizes, they just state the part number. But I then looked up the fitting instructions, and what they stated was 26-inch and 20-inch. So when looking at my car here, there is no way that a 20-inch wiper blade is going to fit on the passenger side. That's going to add another 1.5 inches either end, and that is going to be hitting the metalwork here. So I don't have any other Tesla Model S's here, so I can't compare if they're any different on the newer models. And I don't know whether the wiper arms themselves have changed with later models, but certainly a 20-inch passenger side isn't going to fit there. So when you're buying wiper blades, if it's an inch difference in length, it's only going to be half that either end, so it doesn't really make much difference. You don't really notice any difference in the sweep pattern whether it's 1 inch or 2 inches shorter in reality, and often a shorter wiper blade will be less juddery, so it does have some benefits, particularly if you've got a curved screen. Not really the case on a Model S, but on some other cars often a shorter wiper blade can sometimes be better. But the important thing with modern cars is at the top of the screen there you've got cameras and sensors. Not so much in this case because this is an older car that doesn't have autopilot, so I can only see one sensor in that black area. But what you've got to do is make sure that your wiper blades are tall enough that they do actually sweep that area at the top of the screen. So let's look at this car. So this is a 27-inch wiper blade I've got fitted at the moment, and you'll see there's some marks on the bottom of the screen which show you how to mount the wiper blades to find their correct parking position, and that mark is 1 centimetre longer than my wiper blade. And then if I just go around the other side again, a bit less than 1 centimetre there. So certainly a 28-inch blade would be the perfect size as intended by Tesla, because this is an original screen. This screen is a 2014 screen, it's never been changed. So certainly a 28-inch driver side is the perfect size for this car. But this is a 27-inch, but I'm perfectly happy with it. It swipes at the top of the screen just fine. So let's look at the passenger side. Again, you can see the marks there, and that is lined up fine. And on this side, can't quite see it. I'm going to open up the bonnet. So yeah, I can see now there's the mark there. So there is just a little bit less than a centimetre gap there, and that's pretty much flush. You know, there's like 4 millimeters there. So that's currently a 17-inch blade, which I think is spot on, but you could certainly get an 18-inch blade in there and that will just be fine as well. So on this car, 28-inch and a 17 or 18-inch is absolutely perfect, and as Tesla intended, because obviously you can see that by the original part marks in an original 2014 windscreen. So is that any different on a later Model S? I would be quite interested to know. So if you've got one, can you just measure the distance between those little parking marks on your windscreen and add it to the comments below, because I'll be interested to know whether later Model S's are any different to these original Generation 1 Model S's. Because on this car, if you fit what Tesla say, 26 and 20, there is no way that that is going to fit. So I can only assume the wiper arms have changed at some point. So while we're on the subject of wiper blades, what I'll do is I'll just operate them, put the camera on a tripod, and you can see the sweep area that a 17 and 27 inch blade cover the screen and that sensor above. What I'll also just add is I have upgraded the washer jets on this car to the new fan spray type. Using genuine Tesla parts, that's an upgrade that's well worth doing if you've got the individual jets, because they're a pain to adjust. So if you've got standard nozzles that aren't heated, i.e. you don't have the winter pack in your car, then that's an upgrade well worth doing, and I've done a video on that, and I'll put that in the video description below, a link to that, and also at the top of the screen. But if you've got the winter pack where you've got the heater elements in the bottom of the glass to defrost the wiper blades and heated nozzles, they're still the individual jets, so you can't do much about that. And on this car I recently changed the wiper motor assembly as well, that linkage assembly, because it's a common issue on Tesla Model S's that they start wearing, and then the wiper arm starts hitting the underside of the bonnet here, and if it's left too long it can actually wear away a rectangular chunk out the aluminium. And I've done a video on that, how to do that. That's an easy job that you can do yourself and doesn't need to go into Tesla. And on this car I changed it at about 110,000 miles. So my windscreen washer bottle actually emptied during that, but we can see here the wipe area is over the visible part of the screen. We're up into the black bit there, so 27 inch wiper is perfectly adequate. We can see then that the sensor is covered, but certainly a 1 inch extra, which will bring it a little bit higher, would be a benefit, I guess, if you got a camera. And then looking on the passenger side, as I said, you wouldn't want to go any longer there. That's close enough. And obviously you're always going to get an area of glass here that isn't covered. But the issue here is this bottom bit, so I don't think you would want certainly any more than an 18 inch wiper blade there. You're going to be getting very close, and I think personally I will stick to a 17 inch on this side.